So I just kind of adapted him, and that was a lot of the cadence. It was a lot of the, I love you. And just kind of, if you turn everything into a two-syllable word, yes, it all makes sense.
What did Benny Hinn influence you at all?
Yes, oh God, Benny Hinn laying hands on people, be healed. Yeah, he was great. All those guys, man, because they believed. They believed and made you believe. And when I walked out there, you'll really appreciate this one. My first ever, it was pay-per-view, man, SummerSlam '88. I'm going out, and it's the first time I ever performed, live TV, live pay-per-view. Also, guess where it is?
Where?
Madison Square Garden.
There you go.
So not only is it my first live TV, my first live pay-per-view, but it's my debut in Madison Square Garden. I'm 25 years old, 24, 25 years old, scared to death, and the whole long history about who my guest was supposed to be. It was supposed to be Jessica Hahn. It was supposed to be Ric Flair. All these different things that had gone on and ended up being Hacksaw Duggan. But before that, I'm standing at the curtain there, right where you go out at the Garden. Gorilla Monsoon is at the gorilla position, and I'm just staring out into the crowd. And it's packed, 18,000 people. I'm scared to death. I'm looking out the curtain, and Vince walks up, or actually Pat Patterson came through the curtain, and he pats me on the stomach, and he goes, "Good luck tonight, Brucey." And Vince goes, "Hang on, Patrick. That's not Bruce. It's Brother Love." And he goes, "Look at him. When you walk out there tonight, 18,000 people. And he's holding his hand out, and he's pointing into the palm of his hand. He's going, and you've got him right here in the palm of your hand. Gino," turned back to Gorilla Monsoon, "Gino, how many people we got watching on pay-per-view tonight?" And Monsoon, without even missing a beat, "I don't know, 5 million. 5 million people watching you live." Which probably wasn't anywhere close to that, but Monsoon liked to exaggerate.
Yeah.
And he says, "You own them. Fuck them. You own them. You can't fuck up. You own them. Go take it." So,
boy, that's a hell of a pep talk right there.
Oh my God! But it also just, you got butterflies. I'm one of those guys, man. I have butterflies every time I go out. Even,
right.
Today, I get butterflies before I go out. I just get nervous. I'm just thinking about shit. So, but here, I've got a whole swarm of butterflies in my stomach. I'm scared to death. And back in those days, you didn't have entrances with the lights and shit.
Right.
But this was my first time, and the lighting guy had come up with this pink lighting for my entrance. So I'm getting this really big entrance, and a pink light and all this shit. So I go out, man, and I tripped right there, that ledge where you step over
Yeah.
from the backstage, and it steps over into the rink at the Garden.
Yeah.
I tripped right there, almost fell flat on my face. And I'm like, oh, damn. But it was, that was Bizarro Land, and that was where I learned when I'm out there, I stopped being Bruce. From the time I put my shit on to the time I came back through the curtain, I was Brother Love. Bruce didn't exist.
Dude, you hit it right on the head right there. Bruce Prichard don't exist no more. Brother Love does.
Yeah.
How did that night go?
Oh, God, it was great. Getting to work with Duggan made that part of it in the ring that much better, because I'd known him since he broke in, basically.
Yeah, and he was hot, and the previous relationship from Mid-South and all that.
Yeah. So, that part made it easy, but it was, it was great.
How long did it take to get that character over?
Steve, I debuted, and 3 weeks after I debuted, I'd done my first set. We did TV three weeks at a time. So I'd done my 3 Brother Loves, my introduction with Bobby Heenan, Ted DiBiase is my benefactor to carry on my message of love, and then the introduction of the Big Boss Man. So I'd done those 3, and right before we went to TV for the next set, the Jim Baker, Jessica Hahn scandal broke, where Jim Baker, who was, were they the 700 Club?
They were. I think they were on it.
Yeah, but he was big time, man. Had that whole thing there in North Carolina and everything, and he gets caught in a scandal having sex with his secretary, and so he's everywhere, all over the news. I was made. I mean, right there, because the timing couldn't have been. I mean, we couldn't have written it better. I was immediately, and people looked at the. They all thought I was doing a spoof on religion. There were guys who wouldn't work with me.
Oh, come on.
Oh, yeah. No, there were guys who didn't want to work with me. Andre didn't want to work with me. Andre, knew Bruce. He liked Bruce, but he hated Brother Love.
Really?
Yeah. And he did not want to be on the show. He didn't want to have anything to do with Brother Love. Bruce was okay. So Vince had me do my hair, get in my Brother Love shit, but don't do my face yet. And he brought us in and had us sit down with the boss and said, Andre, it's good business, do it. And Andre agreed, but he hated Brother Love. The first thing I did with Andre was the SummerSlam stuff with, it was him and DiBiase, and we had Jesse Ventura as the referee. And Andre was like, didn't want to come out and do it with me. But he did. He did. It was good. And then he loved it. It was like Hogan, man. Hogan was off at the time. When he came back, he was like, dude, I don't want to be out there with you, man. He goes, somebody's going to pull a gun on you. Because I don't want him to miss. And
hey, well, let's talk about that. No, hey, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the heat that you had. How would that be for you traveling, getting around, town to town?
Because I had real long hair, and I would slick my hair back, and I'd pull it up in a ponytail, and then I'd wear the makeup and everything. And then when I'd go out, I mean, my hair was all down and a lot lighter than it appeared on TV.
Right.
I could walk in the building with my hair all down, and
they wouldn't know it was you.
Know who the hell I was. And I could walk out that night, I've taken a shower, getting everything off. People wouldn't even know who I was.
But there's a lot of guys, back in the day or current day that have been afraid of the heat. And you can't be afraid of the heat if you're trying to be a damn heel.
Oh, they were coming over. The first night I went out, man, by the time I came out the third time with Boss Man, they were coming over the railings. And that was great. I was like, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Because if you're going out, your job is to get people to hate you. If you can convince someone that they hate you so much that they are willing to risk their life and come over a barricade to whoop your ass, because the other great thing about being a heel is when you portray that every single person in that arena, from the biggest badass to the smallest child, to make them believe that every single one of them can whoop your ass and want to whip your ass.
It had to be very satisfying to you on a personal level, because as much as you love the business, as close as you'd been in it your entire life, here you are getting this feature spot and getting the jetpack and going out there and getting to be a heel. I've always enjoyed being a heel more so than a babyface. There's just so much more you can do, and especially as that Brother Love character.